Man, Rick, I watched this guy last year, and we talked a lot about this Miami UNC game a lot over the course of just talking about the players. Tyreek Stevenson didn't have a great game, as I recall. Tyler Van Dyke didn't play great in that game, as I recall. Stevenson's playing well for the Bears right now as a rookie, which is a fun story. But Tyler Van Dyke took to heart what we said, Rick, and he used it as motivation. And my man went absolutely off. Just a quick note here. He's had 3 offensive coordinators in his 3 years. Had a ton of injuries last year. They showed his mom in the stands, and she wears a Van Dime shirt, like dropping dimes, which I think is pretty funny. And against Texas A&M, which is a good football team, and they have some dudes on defense, he was doing just that. 21 of 30, 374, 5 touchdowns. Man, he looked clinical. Again, like yours, he does not have a great arm. He's not as athletic as yours, so take that for what it's worth. But he throws with anticipation. He was throwing guys open, threw a great deep ball. What are your concerns, if any, with the way Tyler Van Dyke, what he did for himself on Saturday?
Day from what I saw last year.
Yes, sir.
So he was anticipating and throwing with much more confidence. He looked more poised and patient in the pocket. Last year, he looked like he was just waiting to get hit, which was the case most of the time. He's not a run threat. He's a pocket passer. But the one thing that I think when I was watching him and what I noticed was, I agree. I think he has a stronger arm than you're giving him credit for.
You might be right. I just know, look at my notes. It looked better than it did last year.
Yeah. Well, I think his arm's stronger than yours arm. So just
yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So you were wrong on that.
I'll take the credit. I'll take the drop on that one.
But the one thing that he needs to do is he stares down his receiver still. And one time I seen him move his eyes where he was going through his progressions, looked to his left, and then came and threw a shot deep in the middle. But other than that, he seemed to really stare down his receivers. I still think he needs to use his eyes better, especially to move safeties on the back end.
Yeah.
And I think he needs to still get through his progressions because he has a tendency to lock on his first target or his first option. And I didn't see him get through the progressions like I need to see him. But huge step from watching him last year.
Let me ask you, because talking about getting through those reads, because I made this note as I was watching him. I said he didn't get through his reads often, and I thought maybe in part because read number 1 was either open a lot or he threw them open. So is that a good thing or a bad thing, or do you need to see more to make sure?
Yeah, teams are going to take the number 1 option away. It's not going to be, the options were open as first. So I'm giving him credit for throwing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not discount. I'm just saying there's going to be a point where he has to get through his progressions, and I want to see him do that consistently. Especially if you're going to be a pocket passer and not be able to make plays with your legs.
So he's not yet in the Quinn Ewers, Shedeur Sanders category, I don't think, right?
No, but he brought himself from, as we used to say, the boneyard.
Yeah.
Actually brought himself back to life.
I mean, I'm thinking early day 3 right now, just based on that one game. And if he continues that way, because you overdraft quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think he's draftable. I didn't think he was draftable off last year's performance.